Hey guys, I'm back today and I wanted to do a quick requested video. I've been meaning to do this earlier today when it was still bright out so I could film here and the lighting would be perfect, but it didn't work out, so I apologize for the lighting. But I did want to also start off by saying that since it's that time of the year, we've got the Sephora VIB sale going on. I just placed my order last night. I was trying all day yesterday and the site was down, but I wanted to mention that if you use the rebate site, I've told you guys about it a million times, the link's in the info box. You get an extra 12% cash back on Sephora. So why not? It's free to join and you get an extra 12% back. So that's like 32% savings. But anyways, I got a request from one of my subscribers on, she said that she wanted some advice on dealing with jealous friends. And I have done a video on jealousy a couple of years ago, I want to say about 2.5 years ago, on dealing with jealous feelings that you yourself might be having. So this is a little bit different. If you haven't seen that video, I will post it because I think it's a must watch. I really think it's a video that everybody should see. So I'll post that. But when it comes to you yourself dealing with other people that might be jealous, you know how they say that if you go to a heart doctor, if you have a pain somewhere, you go to a heart doctor, he's going to say it must be a heart. You go to a head doctor, he's going to say it must be a head. You go to a foot doctor, he's going to say it must be a foot. So you come to me, you're going to get a law of attraction kind of answer, because that's just how I try to live my life, is just apply those principles. So personally, if I feel like that I have a jealous friend, I ask myself whether this friend is really being jealous or whether I think that they are being jealous. Because sometimes, oftentimes, it is not the other person actually doing something, but they may accidentally or purposely invoke something in us that makes us feel a certain way. So I try to first remind myself that not everybody wants the same thing. Oftentimes what happens in life is when we are very passionate about something and we love something and we've worked hard to achieve it and we hold it in high regard in our life, we think that everybody else must want it too. And that's where we start kind of feeling like everybody, or not everybody, but certain people might be jealous of us. And you know, in some cases they might be, but it is much easier to control your own reaction to certain things than it is to change other people. So you want to always start within. So if this is happening to me, I start there. I say, is this person really being jealous? Or am I maybe just reading too much into what they may be saying or doing? So that is the first thing. So whatever you feel like the jealousy must be starting, or whatever they're jealous from, your, I don't know, what could it be? Your certain circumstances, your job, your spouse, your kids, I don't know what people might think, but remind yourself that they might not necessarily be jealous. That just because you love these things and you're proud of them doesn't mean that everybody else wants it too. Sorry for the interruption. I got a phone call in the middle, so this video is going to be a little choppy, as my videos often are. But anyways, so back to our topic at hand. But if you feel that this certain person or persons in your life are definitely jealous of you, then I would classify that relationship or friendship as toxic. And I have, after I discovered the law of attraction, my own personal opinions are that if a relationship is so toxic that it takes way more work at maintaining it than enjoying it, I feel then you're actually enjoying it. I feel that sometimes it is best to let those kind of relationships go. Sometimes you can't. They might be cousins, sisters, brothers. I mean, you know, sometimes you honestly can't. But then at that point, you just limit your exposure. I place a great deal of value on surrounding your life and yourself with things that make you feel good. If you want positivity in your life, then you have to be surrounded by things and people that bring that into your life. And if you're constantly worrying about how people might be jealous of you, or situations like that, or having to deal with circumstances like that, I mean, is it really worth spending that kind of time with person? I, even before I discovered the law of attraction, didn't always, let me say it this way. I didn't really understand jealousy because I grew up with this mentality that you have to be, like whatever I have, I consider is the best. And I know some people take that the wrong way when you say it, but I would rather live my life being happy with whatever I have, whether it's great or not, than always wanting and looking at other people's things and thinking, oh, I wish I had this, I wish I had that. Because the way I look at life is that there will be 50% of people that will have better things, better life, better circumstances than I do, and there will be 50% that don't. So I rather just look at the 50% that may not have the best and just be grateful for what I do have. So when I'm in the opposite situation of where people are behaving jealously towards me, I just try to convince myself that, you know what, I may be reading too much into it. They are probably not jealous. Not everybody wants the same things that I have or I want. They don't want to live necessarily the same way that I want to live. And just calm the situation down that way. Obviously, there are some times in life where you can't. I'll give you a few examples where this has happened in my own life, and it annoys me, but I've just found I've made certain tweaks. This has happened to me several times in my life where I will go out shopping with a friend and I'll pick something up and I'll be ready to buy, or I'll show them like, oh, isn't this nice? I'm gonna get this. And they'll say, oh, no, this is so ugly. I hate it. Don't buy it. And then a week or 2 weeks later, I will see them wearing it. That to me is it's a little bit odd and strange, right? Because it's one thing to say, that's not your color. I don't think that would look good on you. I would even accept that from a friend. I'm gonna buy it. I think it's gonna suit me better. I'll be totally okay with that. But to say that you absolutely hate it and it's nasty and then go out and buy it, it's a little bit strange to me. So this has happened to me at various points in my life. And my first thought was, okay, is this person jealous? But I'm like, what are they jealous of? I don't own that thing, right? I put it back. They bought it. So then my solution to that was, instead of now always looking at that person with a side eye going, oh my God, is this person jealous of me? I'm like, you know what? Simple solution. I no longer shop with friends. I prefer to shop by myself anyways. I'll go out to the mall with friends to go get some coffee and to hang out and stuff, but I prefer to shop by myself, and I've learned that it's just better that way anyways. And that's just a simple tweak that I've made. And in my own life, I just find that it's so much easier to change your own mentality and your own behavior and the way that you react to things than it is to try to confront people or try to, I don't know, change people's mind or control their behavior. You're not going to get very far with that. So to the person that requested this video, I would just say, if they really bother you, if you really truly believe, first you should start with thinking, are they really even jealous? And if you feel that they truly are, and that this is a toxic relationship, maybe you can limit your exposure. And the way I look at it, don't look at it as I'm losing a friend. Look at it as I'm making room for some new experiences, new people perhaps. So there's always room for positivity and change. I feel like you can always look at every circumstance with a positive attitude. If you lose a friend, maybe you'll gain two, and you're making room in your life, in your schedule, in your universe for new things. So that's my 2 cents on that topic. Life is just, there's so much to enjoy. It's just not worth, I think, getting hung up on things like this. It's just, on a grand scheme of things, these are just petty things. I try to live my life from, if you guys have been following me for a while, you know that, my mom was ill for a long time. She had cancer and she passed away from that. And in her last 2 years of life, she was only given 2 months, and she ended up hanging on for 2 years. It really put things in perspective for me, just watching what things were important to her in her last sort of couple of years and what weren't. And let me just tell you guys, so many things that we get hung up on and that we think are so important really aren't. So it's just, don't even worry about it. And if this person is a sister or a cousin or somebody really close to you where you can't escape them, you're just gonna have to change your own mentality and say, you know what, I'm not going to allow this person to get to me, and I'm just going to, it's not going to bother me anymore. Either you have to accept it that way, or you have to let them go. So that's my advice and my 2 cents. That's it, guys. I will catch you guys later. Bye.